Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here in my flat in Rochester, Kent. Good morning. I feel warm. I don't know exactly what the temperature is, but I feel warm in here. But it's obviously cooling down because it's getting towards September. So I would imagine it's a bit cooler outside, so I don't know whether to wear a jacket or not. So I've woken up okay. It wasn't exactly had I planned it last night, but these things happen and you have to ride with it. So obviously when you're inside your home, you feel safe, you feel like you're in control of your own environment because it's your place, isn't it? Well, I don't always feel like that in my place, but I'm saying in a normal environment, when you're at home, you feel safe, you feel you know, you can do what you want to do. No one's got any control over you, what you want to do inside your own home. So it should feel safe and protecting, and a happy environment, right? As I live by myself, I'm not married, I'm not with a partner, I'm on my own. I've got my two lovely pets to keep me company, and I should be enjoying myself because I've got time on my own. The circumstances I'm living in are not ideal, and I'm trying to change that because I've been living this way for the past 5 years and I've been trying to change it, and it's very difficult to change things by yourself, right? If we were all rich, we could just like move like that, right? Get out of our situations, but most of us are everyday people with not much money, just trying to get along. So I've got to put up with it the best way I can. So I thought, right, I can't move right now. You know, it seems the odds are stacked against me at the moment. So I thought I'd start tidying up my bedroom, putting stuff in my bedroom, and, you know, starting that way. And then 2 weeks ago, the guy upstairs decides to have his kids home full time. It's bad enough when they're there just at the weekend, screaming, stomping. So it's a full-time thing now. I do believe it's being done on purpose because someone kept saying to me, "You're going to keep doing your YouTube videos, are you? You're going to keep doing them?" And then this started, all this neighbour harassment. I don't want to do videos about what's going on. I was doing videos about being happy, blowing up my balloons because I love my balloons. I've got some balloons to blow up later. So it's a kind of jealousy that's going on between them all. Not in the way that somebody looks like, but in the way of what the attention I'm getting and the views and whatever. It's a kind of envy of that, not of the way I look like, because I'm no oil painting, I do know that, but I do try to put a smile on someone's face and I do try to help out. So I started trying to clear my bedroom out, and I'm doing a design of how I would like my ideal bedroom. I haven't been able to sleep in it properly because of the neighbour nuisance, so I haven't been able to sleep in my bedroom properly. So I'm trying to design it in a way that I feel invited into the bedroom and not like it's all stacked up in a mess, because that's how I've been living like, because of all this noise and harassment. So as soon as I go into the bedroom and I start to go in there and I start to just potter around in there, you get the dog barking, which is off-putting, and you get this stomping, which is off-putting. And the other night it was so unbearable, I just couldn't do a thing. I couldn't do anything at all. I mean, what can you do? I can't wear, I mean, I can't wear earphones. I can't wear earphones in my ears. I've got nerve damage to my face. I mean, they all know this. When I took on this property, the landlord knew that I had pain problems in my face. They knew that. And yet they gave me a property that had no soundproofing in it, or very limited soundproofing. So yes, I was given this flat under false pretenses, lies, or fabrications, whatever you call it. So that's what I've been living like for the past 2 weeks. Whenever they're out, I get things done. Whenever they come back in, I sit here quiet. Because as soon as you turn the telly on, as soon as I do a video, as soon as I try to get any peace and happiness, they start. And it is gang stalking, and it is narcissistic behaviour, and it's very, very selfish. And all the excuses I try to give them, they still don't stop. So if we go back to yesterday evening, so we had a repeat of the day before. A man with a yellow fluorescent jacket rang my buzzer, and it was a parcel for me. I went out into the corridor, and then you've got the stench of strong perfume, you know, like my mother Jennifer used to wear, really strong perfume. In the morning we'd had a hoover going off in someone's flat, because my mum was obsessed with hoovering when she lived with my dad. She was always hoovering, or even mopping the carpet with a mopping the carpet. She used to, at the old house in Victoria Road I used to live in, she used to mop the carpet, mop it with a wet mop. So that morning we'd had the hoovering going off, the hoover, supposed to remind me of my mother look. I mean, your mother's got to cut the apron strings, right? For goodness sake. When is she going to cut those apron strings and leave me alone? Everything reminded me of my mother. I mean, that's a bit weird, isn't it? That's obviously weird. So we've got the hoover going off in the morning, the strong perfume from number 3 in the afternoon when I'm picking up my parcel from downstairs. The coughing, because my father Derek used to cough. He smoked most of his life before he gave it up after having a heart attack in 2013. So when he realised that cigarettes was affecting his heart, he actually stopped smoking then and there. He stopped. So from 2013 to the day he died, he did not smoke a cigarette or a roll-up, because it frightened him, having the heart attack. So I came back with the parcel. It's my lovely green shopping bag. I was happy with that. And he'd been out yesterday because he's been going out for a few hours and then coming back. So after the guy rang my buzzer with the parcel, he came back, and then it started again. Something like they was going to toy with me like they'd done the day before. The day before I'd got cross. The day before I'd banged the ceiling with a mop. So I took some advice from somebody, and they said completely ignore it. They're after attention. Their noise is not your noise. Leave them to it. So that's what I did. So they tried to push me to the limit again. I put the TV on. I put something that I enjoyed on the television set, put something on the telly, tried to distract myself from it, and the noise was getting worse. Bang, 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 wallop, wallop, wallop. And I just didn't react to it. And do you know how hard that is? Do you know how hard that is when someone is deliberately trying to set you off and you're sat there and you've got to say, no, I'm not reacting to it. No, I'm not. And being hard on yourself. So that's what I did. And I carried on. And it's always when I'm due to go out in the evening. I've written about it in my journal many times that the walk in the evening is the most frightening. It's the most horrible walk of the day because he's in and all his minions are helping him to make my life a misery. So I'm trying to find my tea. So the evening walk, I dread the most, right? And you should enjoy going out, shouldn't you? You should enjoy it, but no. So I had some rubbish to take out. I had a black bin bag of rubbish, went down the stairs with it. None of the neighbours out there, empty. And I put the bin bag of rubbish into the bin. There's broken furniture all up in the bin store. There's a broken bed. There's a broken mirror. That's disturbing. Broken mirror for a start. There's a broken single bed. Broken drawers because they go down my YouTube. They stalk. So they read that I want to move. I've got some things to throw away. So they copy and they mimic. And I haven't got a mirror like that, a long mirror, so it's not mine. I haven't actually got a single bed. The bed I've got is a double. It's not a single bed. So they've got that wrong as well. And I don't leave my rubbish on the floor. I put it into the bin. So I put the rubbish away, walked across the path, walked up to the field, and at first there's nobody there, and I'm thinking, I'm liking this. It's quiet. It's nice and quiet. There's nobody out there. Brilliant. And then I'm walking slowly, and the two homeless people in the red tent, they're behind my back. So a repeat of when the tents were on the fields about 3 or 4 months ago in the summer, where they used to harass me. The homeless people used to harass me and take the piss, and then they got moved on, didn't they? Because they were just behind me on bicycles, making noises and being a nuisance. So basically that started up again as well. So where are these people coming from? Who are they and where are they coming from? And where do they go for hours? You know, if they've got somewhere to go for hours and they're coming back to a tent in the evening, they're out for hours. They've obviously had a wash somewhere, had something to eat, and come back to sleep in a tent. A couple sleeping together in a tent, and obviously they're being intimate in the tent. They're a couple. And that's in front of people walking their children and dogs and everything. So this couple were walking behind me. She was skinny with a bun in her hair. He was a dark-haired man. He was walking right ahead of the woman, and she was pacing up and down behind him and trying to keep up with him. and he kept sneezing. Achoo! 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 And he did that about 5 or 6 times. And I was just stood there waiting for them to go past while they were reenacting whatever they were doing. Nobody else on the field at that time. Just those two behind my back. He was sneezing all over the place. I didn't want germs all over me either. He wasn't putting his hand over his nose. He didn't have a tissue. He had a white plastic bag in his hand, and I thought, that is the homeless people in the tent. So it's staged, and the only person that knows my when I go out to the field is that Charlie. That Charlie, who is an ex-alcoholic, and he's been homeless. Him and his girlfriend know what time I go on the field, in the morning, in the afternoon and in the evening. That Charlie bloke that came up to me on the field, right? So he knows that he can't come anywhere near me anymore because I've reported him 3 times to the police. If he comes near me again, they'll act on it. So I believe he's sending people out to spy on me. That's what I believe. And the last lot gave me trouble for being a nuisance. And now this lot started to give me trouble. So they walked past me and they then went in the red tent together. And it's not a big tent, it's a small tent. It's tiny. So you've got 2 people close together in a tent. They're being intimate in there, that's all I'm saying. They're being intimate in that tent. They're obviously going to the toilet on the field. You know, everyone needs to go to the toilet during the night. So where they're going to the toilet? Where they're going to the toilet? Where they're going to the lavatory? What if they have a bad stomach? Where they're going to do a poo? So all that started up again. Can't leave me alone. I'm just walking. I was walking around the tent the other day. He's sat in the tent staring, and he's got his mobile phone and it's on loudspeaker. I don't turn my camera to them. It's ahead of me. I'm not doing anything to draw attention to myself to them. Yet this is going on. See, homeless people have got mobile phones. And they could track you on them. So I just walked past the tent. I completely ignored them and kept doing what I was doing. And everywhere I was going, there was people. There was a big, large man with a cap on his head, walking a dog that was on a long lead. So I had to get away from him. Then the Jetstream Tours boat arrived, and it was starting to get dark, and people were getting off the boat, coming back from wherever they were going. I don't know where the Jetstream tour boat had gone yesterday. And I just had to keep smiling and carrying on, even though I felt wary and pissed off. And it's a place where I just walk my dog. I don't want to meet men. I don't want to see people on top of each other. I'm of a certain age, and I don't want to see that. In Chatham, I did see a couple being intimate with each other in broad daylight opposite Chatham Library. And that was when I was with that ex I told you about that treated me like shit. I had an ex-partner that was an alcoholic, and he treated me like shit. And he was horrible to me. And I moved here to get away from him as well. So it could be him. Someone fascinated with, you know, all day long, fascinated with that. And there's other things to life. I appreciate that being intimate is a fundamental part of a relationship. But when you're single, you know, I don't want it in my fucking face all the time. Thank you. And I have been married. I was married for 18 years and I was intimate with my partner. I do know what it is, but I just don't want it in my fucking face. It's something you enjoy in private together. I mean, there are people that like showing off outside in public, but it's not me. So I started walking back home. There was a man hovering about. I walked past him. I don't engage in conversations with men stood on corners. Don't engage with men stood on corners by themselves or delivery drivers outside the co-op. I just get home as safely and quickly as possible as I can, especially when it's getting dark, right? And I started coming home, and the tension of having to come back into this place knowing that those kids are going to be darting across the ceiling, banging furniture, and how much more furniture is going to get broken. All parts of the building. I could smell weed and drugs. I don't bother telling the police anymore. I put it down in a journal because I'm absolutely going to seek legal advice about suing the police. And someone to go through all the paperwork of how they haven't even responded to anything, and they've just let this situation get worse. And they will be in big trouble. The police will. Absolutely. So basically you could smell drugs coming into the building. There are children in this building. And it's no wonder that kids dart up and down and break furniture, especially if someone's smoking drugs. Weed, and people do smoke drugs and take drugs in front of their children. And then they wonder why they're running up and down being hyperactive. So I'm just going to go through what the time is today. I don't want the Alexa to go off. I'm not putting the Alexa on loud because they start darting around the floor. Upstairs it's 8:35 on Sunday, August the 31st. It's busy outside already on a Sunday. You can hear people going up and down the road and being loud. You can hear their voices. So I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. Like I said, it's 8:36 now. They think they've got a right to just poke their nose into my life and cause a disturbance every single day. All of them. They're absolutely obsessed and cannot leave me alone. First thing on a Sunday morning, they're all up first thing. You can hear them. Some of them on their balconies. Some of them leaving their balcony doors open and shouting loudly, just trying to get ready to spoil my day. And I know you think, it can't possibly be about you. You come and live with me for about a month and see if you can take the hassle that I'm taking. And you see if I'm not telling the truth. when my son used to come and stay at my other flat, I didn't have a bedroom, so my son, when he came to stay, had to sleep on the floor, and the neighbours opposite would purposely be outside about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, making a disturbance near my front door and wake my son up off the floor. One of the neighbours used to come out every time my son came up the stairs and pick on him. One lady accused him of leaning on her windowsill, when in fact was a council block of flats, and it's not her windowsill, it's a communal windowsill. Somebody told me off for opening a window and left me a note saying I couldn't open the window, and the window wasn't even on their floor. Apparently me opening the window was causing someone to have bronchitis. So when I needed to open the window to breathe, I couldn't. I was picked on at the other block of flats by all the neighbours. Not all of them. The lady opposite was nice to me. They used to leave me notes telling me I've got to shut the window. I was causing them bronchitis. Yeah, and the old lady kept picking on me for everything, every little thing. Walking down the stairs, breathing. She had something wrong with her though, because she was just weird. So it happened at the other block of flats. So it makes you feel like, oh, I can't go out. Every time I come out the door, a neighbour's coming out of the door. Literally, that was terrible. So she'd pick on everyone that came into my flat. She picked on them. Every time I went down the stairs, she opened the door and stood there, started staring. It's just blatant narcissistic stalking. Oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. No, I don't want to look at you. Do you know what I mean?